Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's bullshit, but we can't take no chances. Gfanatic 94 is not giving any of those communist cunts at YouTube the chance to fuck him over. So unfortunately, if you're under the age of 18, you gotta get out of here. Don't worry. We're gonna fight this war. But we need an army to do so.
Alright. Quick question for y'all watching this video. Which fictional character is so badass that he doesn't even have to be real to survive an assassination attempt? Let me tell you who. Godzilla, that's who. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. I just want to get this out of the way real quick. If there is any weird noises you guys hear coming from my end, it is hot in this room and I do have a fan on, so yeah, just bear with that. But yeah, Noah, are you ready, sir?
Is that a fucking dinosaur?
Yes, a very big, very angry dinosaur, as a matter of fact. And yeah, bro. Today, we are taking a look at the first entry in the Millennium Godzilla series, known as Godzilla 2000, released in 1999.
I was about to say it, damn you.
Sorry. I had to, bro. I didn't know you were gonna say it, but I had to. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, first things first, let's go ahead and cover the background of this movie. So yeah, after the disaster, the absolute pathetic piece of garbage that was TriStar's Godzilla in 1998, Toho immediately knew they had to stop this from going forward. Their deal in selling Godzilla to American film studio TriStar. So they swiftly revoked Godzilla, like any plans to sell Godzilla to TriStar, and immediately brought him back home and immediately started production on a much better Godzilla film by the name of what you see in front of you, Godzilla 2000. And, basically the whole point of this movie was to bring Godzilla back to what he was before the 1998 failure, and obviously they accomplished that without difficulty at all. And actually, it is worth mentioning that this is one of the few Japanese produced Godzilla films that actually got a theatrical release in the US. And most of the dumbass American fans went into the theater watching this and thought, oh, we're going to see a sequel to the 98 Godzilla. Oh, ho, ho. And the only Godzilla fans that actually liked this movie in American theaters was, you know, the actual Godzilla fans, not the average everyday moviegoers. And interestingly enough, there was a sequel to that god-awful film planned. Thank God that never happened. But yeah. That being said, Noah, would you like to list the actors for director Takao Okawara's Godzilla 2000 Millennium film?
Aye, sir. We got Takehiro Murata as Yuji Shinoda. Naomi. Oh god. A double N. It's a double N. Naomi Nishida as Yuki Ichinose. Hiroshi Abe as Mitsuo Katagiri.
Best character in the movie, by the way. You'll see why later.
Yasaka. Hey, listen to this. Shiro plays Shiro.
Okay.
And then we have Mayu Suzuki as Ayo Shinoda. We got the main stars of the movie. We have Tsutomu Kitagawa as none other than the green scaly beast he is in this movie, Godzilla.
Yes, and we are actually going to talk in great detail about Godzilla's design in this movie. So yeah, just know that that's coming up ahead, and it is going to be a great time.
And then finally, we have the villain, you could say, the trespasser on Earth. We have Makoto Ito as Orga.
Oh, we got plenty to talk about with him, bro. Don't worry about that. Orga is, oh my god. Alright. Um, so yeah, bro. Is there anything else you would like to say before we get into this movie?
That's a lot of fire.
Yeah. Oh, um, well, actually, we're gonna have to talk a great deal about the visual effects and the special effects. Because you know, let's just jump straight into the movie because we can't exactly discuss that without spoiling it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight into this glorious bitch. All right. So after the events of the original Godzilla film from 1954. Yes, this is a direct sequel to the original 1954, so in other words, another reboot to the Godzilla franchise. Um, yeah, the second generation of Godzilla begins actively targeting human-based energy sources such as power plants and other forms of energy as a way to keep his dominance on Earth. And as a result, the Godzilla Prediction Network is formed to track and study Godzilla, while the government, well, they basically just continually try to kill Godzilla, and it fails every single time. Shocker! But yeah. However, the world must briefly stop their war on Godzilla when a new threat emerges. An alien spaceship that has laid dormant for thousands of years and has now awakened, and it wishes to take over the world and terraform it to its liking. And the only thing stopping it is Godzilla. So yeah, basically humankind just has to sit there and say, "Oh hey, Godzilla, yeah, we kind of tried to kill you for the last 50 years. Would you mind helping us out here?"
Alright, because I just joined on my gaming computer.
All right, sweet. So yeah,
Let's.
now back to the main point. Would you like to discuss the human action or the monstro action first?
Well, let's start with the larger cast, as the humans may be small, but they changed that in numbers. Kind of.
Alrighty. Alright, so the human aspect of this film. Great concepts and great characters. There's just one real part that I don't really appreciate about this movie, and that is the fact that, honestly, I feel as though they could have explored the rivalry between Shinoda and Katagiri a little bit more. But other than that, the human actors in this film are extremely talented, and I do mean that sincerely because they are absolutely amazing to watch in this film. And there's actually no plot armor present at all in this movie, not even for Godzilla or any of the humans. Well, except debatably one scene where Shinoda goes down into the exploding building. But a lot of people might be wondering what exactly the humans are doing in this movie while the giant monsters are having their climactic battle. Nothing. The humans literally just take a seat and watch the action unfold. Um,
Fucking perfect.
yeah. Some people may have an issue with that. I personally don't mind at all, and I think it's amazing. Um, and I think it's just hilarious to sit there and watch as they're fawning over this massive kaiju battle in the middle of the city. And they're just watching helplessly as they can literally do nothing to stop this madness.
Very much so.
Yeah. And there's actually also one scene that we're going to discuss at the end of the video that is just comedy gold, man. I mean, we're gonna discuss that here in a minute, but yeah, we now have the monster action. Good God in a holy handbasket. Noah,
Well,
the bitch in the 98 film got his ass killed with missiles. And I feel like half of Godzilla's screen time in this movie is literally just a way for them to say, hey, yeah, we're gonna take your shit because we did it better. You had one job and you screwed it up. Goodbye, we're taking over. Because the literal, not the first scene, but the second scene that we ever see Godzilla in, yeah, Godzilla straight up eats an entire freaking military's arsenal for lunch and does not even flinch. This man is absolutely back to form and I love it. And at any rate, yeah, Godzilla in this movie, we're gonna talk about his design in a second, but first of all, let's talk about the miniature effects and the special effects used in this movie. First of all, Godzilla's atomic breath. It's orange, and honestly, I mean, it doesn't like look any higher quality than any of the Heisei era films, but it, I mean, some people don't like the fact that Godzilla has orange atomic breath in this movie. I personally don't see why. I mean, it looks cool and it gets the job done. And it's actual atomic breath instead of methane he breathes out of his goddamn mouth.
iguana.
Yeah, no shit. Um, and speaking of the miniature sets, bro, I don't know who designed the miniature sets, but whoever did, they did a godly job on this shit, man. Every single building and every single miniature set in this film is crafted almost to perfection. Attention to detail in these things is, oh my god, flawless. You can even see in some shots where there are literal miniature, like, little housing and furniture setups inside of, like, apartment buildings and shit like that. And honestly, it makes it feel as though sometimes when you're looking on the screen, this shit might genuinely be real. Of course, it's not. It's a dude in a rubber suit, but selling the illusion, they did really damn good, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, dear God,
Yeah.
Zilla.
And then, yeah, we've put it off enough. Noah, Godzilla's design. Absolutely spectacular. Updated for the new time, and it just looks amazing. This thing's design is absolutely, like, it's easily the selling point of the film. He has somewhat greenish tinted skin. As I already mentioned, he has atomic breath. He has a sort of crocodilian slash lizard-like face, and his dorsal fins, they're literal protrusions of what seems like minerals and shit that like are extremely sharp, and they just sprout out all across his back and everything else, dude. This
Which
thing looks
I'm gonna be
awesome.
honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. My favorite part of the design is the purple dorsal plates. I just love them. They look gorgeous.
Yeah, and nobody here is gonna fault you for that, bro, because this thing is a drastic upgrade from the last failure. Um, and yeah, keep in mind, I say last failure, not talking about the 1998 TV show, because the 1998 show was actually kind of good. But just the simple fact that this thing like goes out of its way to prove that it's better than 1998, it just really makes me so happy to watch it on screen, and I adore this thing in combat. And before we talk about Godzilla in combat, we have to discuss the main villain of this film. Ladies and gentlemen, might I introduce you to yet another monster born directly out of Godzilla's DNA, Orga.
I see a trend here.
Yeah. Might I introduce you to Orga? This deformed turtle-ass looking son of a bitch is a joy to behold, man. And hold on. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yes. Oh my god, just look at that thing, man. It looks glorious on screen, dude. Okay, we're gonna show some pictures and footage here anyway, but yeah. Orga in this film, he is so damn grotesque and so goddamn hideous. I love it. This dude straight up looks like a mutant straight out of like something you would think you would see in X-Men or something. And fortunately, this thing just, like, he screams quality. The suit itself is convincing as hell, and his powers and skill set are not extremely, but they're just so damn fun to watch on screen, and honestly, they're well suited to how he was made. And for a brief moment, Godzilla's actually somewhat outmatched in this fight, as he has to fight not only Orga, but the spaceship he was having so much trouble with a minute ago. Until Godzilla finally decides, you know what, I'm done screwing around, and he destroys the ship before engaging with Orga. Now, is there anything you want to say about the monsters before I move on?
Let's just say Orga. He can swallow some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We're gonna cover that in just a second here, too, with this next part. Bro, watching Godzilla and Orga fight each other. Easily the best part of the movie. This is the most we've seen, in terms of Godzilla adapting his fighting style mid-fight. And you'll see it if you watch the movie. Like, Godzilla will straight up, like, he'll start with one strategy, like, charging in and slapping Orga, but then once he realizes that Orga's, like, body weight and his fists are too much for him to handle, Godzilla, like, backs up and starts using his tail to try and topple Orga and knock him off balance. Only then Orga will start using his hands as essentially oversized legs, and he'll start using mobility to try and confuse and attack Godzilla some more. Honestly, it almost felt like watching this fight was like watching a Dragon Ball Z fight. And that's not a bad thing. And then there's the freaking way Godzilla kills Orga. This man, well, there's a freaking scene where Orga decides, you know what, I'm already trying to turn into a Godzilla clone, so let me just, Mother of God, how does his mouth open that wide?
That's what I said when I did his.
You know, I'm just not even gonna question it. But yeah, Orga can do that, and yeah, Godzilla straight up doesn't even phase him. Godzilla decides, you know what? Screw it. And he charges headfirst into this man's gaping maw, and then he starts charging one of the most powerful nuclear pulses we've ever seen. Literally exploding Orga from the inside and killing this behemoth. But now, we get to what is my personal favorite scene in the movie. Bro, Katagiri's final, like, scream at Godzilla.
Godzilla!
Did you Oh my god.
Okay, man. Yeah, you might be dying here.
I'm not
Last thing
dying.
I'll be getting you.
I'm not dying. I promise you I'm not dying. But bro, Goddamn, was that funny? He literally stood there and he just screamed at Godzilla like a 4-year-old who just got his freaking cotton candy taken away. Like, dude, you are, I'm assuming, 5'6". What's that for?
Why not? He got nuked.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the scene I was talking about. Bro, you're what I'm assuming to be 5'6". Godzilla's 400 feet tall. Well, not 400 feet tall, but he's 50 meters tall. And his finger is literally bigger than your entire body times 2. What do you plan to accomplish by screaming at him? This man went so insane he decided to opt out and commit suicide by giant monster. Best character in the film by far, man. And this movie has a ton of great stuff. But yeah, Noah, which audiences would you suggest this movie to?
Well, seeing as how it's the reintroduction of Godzilla, and it does take a lot of aspects from the original in some cases, like the ending.
Mm-hmm.
I would honestly say for a bit of an older audience, above the children's age, because Orga over here,
Oh yeah.
he's got that mouth.
Yeah, he's creepy as shit. And yeah, man, totally. Like freaking just like the shit with Destroyer, if you are going to bring little kids to watch this movie, it's not a good idea because you're probably going to give them nightmares. I would recommend, honestly, no younger than 15, if that. And as for people, I would recommend this film too. Off the bat, hardcore Godzilla fans. Because hardcore Godzilla fans, after watching the 98 disaster, they're gonna hit here and watch this movie, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, I've been revitalized. I'm a new man. And they're gonna love the hell out of the movie, and rightfully so. However, I would say even more than hardcore Godzilla fans, sci-fi and alien fans, bro. Because if you're a fan of like alien abduction or alien invasion plots, I genuinely think that you're gonna have the time of your life watching this movie. And more than that, if you're a sci-fi fan, not only are you gonna automatically like it because it's got Godzilla in it, and Godzilla's just, Godzilla's the OG, but you're also gonna go, and I think that Orga is gonna be the highlight of your day, because his origin story and the way he's thrown together, it's just so damn interesting and so goddamn creepy. And I don't know why, but after that UFO, or actually I do know why, but after that UFO interacts with Godzilla the first time, it becomes weirdly obsessed with Godzilla, almost to the point of like a stalker. So, oh lord, I'm just gonna stop talking before,
I mean, he did designate Godzilla as the most powerful life form on the planet.
Yeah.
So
Thanks to his hyper regeneration. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, it's good to be back in the business of tokusatsu. And, well, be ready for tomorrow's review, because next we're covering an even more wacky movie, Godzilla vs. Megaguirus from 2000. See you tomorrow, ladies and gents.
something I like to call Megaguirus, the bitch queen herself.
Katagiri! Come on! Leave me.
Daddy!
Ha! Godzilla!
Alright, y'all know the drill. Like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Y'all want more videos, right? More kick-ass shit? Well, good, because I want more views. Let's help each other on this.